Welcome back to Camp Out West. If you're new here, we're John and Emily, and we've just sold our home to buy an abandoned caravan park in Wales with our dog Maggie. In today's episode, we start work building our dream outdoor bath, made out of all second-hand and recycled materials. The back of our overgrown land gets cleared. We finally gain access to the cut-off part of our land and find another abandoned caravan, a trampoline,
It's good.
a bee's nest, and we get an exciting delivery with the arrival of our chassis ready for our first tiny house build. So we hope you enjoy watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe.
Today we are making something on our land I have been dreaming of for as long as I can remember. We are about to make an outdoor bath in this area here. I like to call it our wilderness bath, and we're going to try and make it out of as many recycled and second-hand materials as we can find. This is the area we're thinking for the bath. We love it under the canopy of this tree, and we actually got the bath second-hand off Facebook Marketplace. We shoot weddings all over the UK, and whenever we head off on a trip, we always look on Facebook Marketplace near what's for sale, where we're going, and we found this in Cardiff for £50, and it was perfect for what we wanted outside.
Yeah, so because we're putting on a deck, we just want to check what size it is. Yeah, so it's 170 centimetres, so if we can make the deck like 2 metres or something, just to round it up, that should be fine. I think we want to leave the width of it is, call it 75, so realistically we should 160, like give us enough space at the front for you to like walk around or whatever. This is the deck that we're going to salvage for our outside bath project. This is the latest caravan we've been tearing down, and as we've been going around, there are areas of the deck that are completely sort of rotten, but this part of the front here, I guess because it's been out in the sun the most, isn't actually that bad. Top of the wood looks quite old, but underneath, as you can see, isn't too bad. So once we've taken off all the old screws and things, this should be pretty solid, and I'm hoping some of these 2x4s that make up the frame can make up our frame as well, because they feel quite solid.
So these are the old wood boards that we've just taken up from the old caravan deck, and we're going to use them to frame the decking of the bath. We've just cut all of the wood for the frame of the deck, and now we're going to nail it all together. Day 2, and now we're gonna screw all of our decking boards down and attach it to the frame.
Now everything's in place, you just need to run the bath and wait for the sun to set. Special thanks to Griff and Carla for selling us your old bath. It was lovely to meet you guys. So we didn't show you this the other day because it got dark on us and then the weather's been rubbish for days. So how we're heating the water is this LPG gas water boiler, I guess it is, that we bought for doing the shower. And it uses the gas bottles that we found lying around on the land. So we put a hose from our current standpipe all the way over here, plugged it into here and the gas bottle, and that's how we've managed to fill the bath with hot water.
I just thought I would show you where we've put the bath in relation to the land. So back here we have got the back end of the 3 caravans we've been breaking down, and because we've been clearing out this area, we had this whole space that we could use, and we thought it was a really good idea for the bath because our stop tap, our water is just through those hedges there by the first caravan, and then also under the caravan here we have our main sewers. So we'll be able to run pipes to drain all the water out directly in the sewers, so it's not just going on the ground.
Yeah, so the one issue we've run into with it is because it takes a little while for it to heat the water. I think to fill the bath to like a decent amount, it took like an hour, and it's kind of, by the time it's filled up, it's sort of losing temperature. I think it probably didn't help that we did it at night. So has anyone got any ideas for how we could maybe like recirculate the water to heat it, or has anyone done this themselves? Like, any suggestions? But like we've looked at like maybe in the future making it, I don't know, like wood fired, but I think all the stuff for that is quite expensive, so we're wondering if is there anything we could do with the current like on-demand gas heater. Like, any ideas?
We know having an outdoor bath isn't the most practical thing, but it's a nice little luxury for us to enjoy every now and again.
This area of land we've put the outside bath in was completely like inaccessible until recently. So we were at the supermarket the other day, and we parked next to a guy that had what's called a skag flail, like walk behind mower in the back of his van. Anyway, started talking to him. A few days later, him and his other mate turn up on the land, and in 2 hours, literally the two of them just annihilated the back of the land. So they literally, I mean, they've cleared loads, and they just did it after they finished for the day, and they were like, you know, we'll give you a couple of hours of our time. Obviously, we paid them. But they've made like so much headway, like they've saved us like weeks of work. Yeah, we wanted to film it, but the guys were a bit shy. So thank you to those guys for coming and helping us. And yeah, we'll show you what they've got up to. Yeah, so the last video that we posted up, we were using those chainsaws that we were sent. So we've kind of processed some of the bigger wood into firewood that we can use at a later date. A lot of the smaller stuff we've piled up here. So this is just going to be drying out now. We're going to probably have like a bonfire on bonfire night. Yeah, so follow me, I'll show you what the land's looking like now. So the area that we cleared with our own machine was, well, literally just the middle section really, and kind of up until this point. So they've kind of connected the bits that we had missed. So if you come down here, yeah, so you can see like how much this area is opened up now. So we're pretty much, we've got like to the perimeter completely clear. Yeah, so those guys had a look at the machine that we had and said, like, fair play, like what we managed to clear with that machine was quite impressive. This is what's really been killing our machine, is these fern, basically like these, they're kind of like stumps, because they're so dense. But their flail literally just rolled over them and just chewed them up, so I need to go back around and dig them up. and they've said our machine will be perfect for like keeping the grass down now. So once we've got it repaired, like once it starts growing again next year, like we've got the right machine then to just maintain it, which is good. This is like the bottom corner. This is the bit that we like the idea of doing the glamping in, and that leaves us all this space then for our 3 cabins over time. And then right up in the back, that's where the bath is. Like you can't quite see it from here, but we'll walk over there now and have a look. So the one negative that's come from clearing the land is we found like a bunch of stuff that's been buried, which is quite sad, I guess. Like what we found here is like a load of old cushions which look like they've come from a caravan. So they're dotted around everywhere. So we're going to find all sorts, I think, as we start actually looking around the land. The other thing that we found buried is this stack of old caravan windows, and all the glass and everything intact. Like they'd literally dug a hole that deep, stacked up like 6 windows, and then just covered it with soil, which first it was dangerous for us, but it's like, why would you do that? And this is the bit where we've put the outside bath. Like I said before, this is completely inaccessible until recently, so we've gone quite far back over there so we can actually see the last static caravan that's kind of hidden in the trees. We haven't made it over there yet because there's quite a few like old fallen trees and things, but we actually can see it now, so at least we're getting through the land. And luckily we've got these 3 trees in a little triangle, and I've managed to hang my hammock there, which has been like a life goal. I've had it in storage for like 6 years since I used it last, so that's been quite nice to come out here and sit in a hammock. A little bit further into the land, you can kind of see where we've got to. We'll just take you up there now. But one issue we've come across, which we knew from before, is that the land does hold a lot of water. So like here, for example, it has been raining like constantly for about 4 days. But you can see how wet, look how wet this is. So there's going to be some serious need for like French drains, land drains, try and move some of this water along. This is as far as we've got. The guys were kind of on limited time the day they came, and there's also a bunch of trees that fell down in here, so they didn't want to risk damaging one of their machines, which is fair enough. You can see just there, we're probably 50 meters away from the furthest caravan. So we're getting there. There's still like wilderness looking stuff here, and we're not quite down to the boundary on this side either. So we've probably got another 50 meters that way before we hit the boundary. But we've definitely made like a big progress by having those guys come to the land. So now that like autumn is here, like a lot of the leaves and all the foliage have started dying back. It's actually given us access to that other caravan. So we're going to walk down the road and actually show you around that little bit of land. I don't think we've shown you that yet.
So this is what we used to drive past whenever we'd go to John's granddad, and it looked like a horror movie. And when I first said to John, oh, it's for sale, he was like, no way in hell are we going to buy this. And this is what we could see. And then you've got the shed here, which is just left. Would you believe there's a trampoline here? Can I go on the trampoline? Think it's safe? It's not going to break, is it? Oh, I'm just conscious I might fall through it, but... Woo! It's good!
Banking on my 250 from you being framed.
Oh, that makes me feel sick. I'm going to get off now.
And then we need that 250.
Don't film me getting
There's
off.
still time.
Don't film me getting off!
Still time.
Oh no, I don't like it.
Here we go.
Made it.
Em and a massive trampoline. Yeah, so next to that trampoline you just saw Em on is this very strange building. This little part of it looks like it was a greenhouse, and then the rest of it's like some sort of, I don't know, some like terrace or something, and it's made up of like some insulation boards. Yeah, a bit odd.
So So back in the summer, I was taking Maggie for a dog walk and I heard this like really weird hum sound, and I looked up and there was a massive swarm of bees. So me and Maggie ran back to the caravan and shut all the doors, and we waited for the swarm to go past. And John said, I bet they're going to make themselves a home on the land somewhere. And we found them. They've made themselves a home over winter in one of the caravans. So you can see them just coming in and out of the vent up here. So if anyone has any experience with bees' nests or could offer us any advice of what to do, because at some point we are going to have to get rid of this caravan and break it down. So please let us know in the comments below if you have any experience or advice with bees. We thought it was so cool that we finally got access to come and see what it was like in here, and we could see that the old owners lived really similarly to us. So they have their outdoor bath and they also had their outdoor shower as well, like us. Okay, John James, you're waiting for the first chassis. How are you feeling?
Yeah, the first chassis is just about to arrive. It got made by UE Chassis up in Corby for us, and the guys finished it like a month ago, and we've been waiting for the courier to actually have time to do it. So we got the call this morning from Gez from UE Chassis, and he told us it's being collected, and the guys should be here any minute now, so we're just hanging around waiting for it to turn up.
Oh my god, it's so big. It's so much bigger than I thought.
I think it's the length that's like...
Because you build onto here,
this will be the edge of the house.
because it's a lot bigger than I thought. Like, it's a lot more longer than I thought.
The length feels long. I think width-wise it's not wildly long, is it?
Because you've got bedroom.
Like if I sit on the length, if I was to lie down, I think you've still got all that size. So that's like a full, if you'll have room on a bed, wouldn't you?
And then if you're like in the kitchen here, you're like...
So basically that's your counter size, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you've got
So that
all
whole
that
size,
space behind.
that's basically your whole counter going on.
You have like cooking dinner.
And you've still got all this space.
And then I'll be showering over here. In this bit.
Go on then. So now the chassis arrived, we need to put it somewhere so we can build onto it. So we're going to put it, to start with, where the last caravan in the row of 3 is. That gives us the hard standing which they're sited on currently to actually build the cabin onto.
And the main reason we've decided to put it there is because all of the caravans, on their hard standings, they have direct access to the main sewers. So that means we can actually plumb in our tiny houses that we're building.
So if you've got any questions about our up and coming tiny home builds, leave them in the comments below and we'll answer them in the next video.
Thanks for watching.
Diolch am gwylio. Give it a check.